Hi, this is Sanya Malhotra, and you guys are watching Connect FM Canada with Faridoon sir. Stay connected.
When I saw you dancing in Zinda Banda, I was like, finally. So enjoy the big dance.
When we started dancing with sir, I was like, when will this get over? Because I want to go back home, call mama, and tell her, ki, Mummy, I'm dancing with Shah Rukh sir. So it was unbelievable for me.
I think a short while back while you were talking about it, I could see that your eyes were moist and you're actually imagining the entire experience of that. How important is it for you to actually feel the character, feel the moment?
I'm very sensitive and extremely empathetic. So it's not just for my characters. Even if somebody is sitting and telling me what they're going through, I would really like put myself in their shoes and start feeling their pain.
Doing action in Jawan, how interesting was that?
It was so much fun. I'm sure this will open up more doors for me as an actor, to do such characters. And I love action. I love working out. I love preparing for these kind of roles.
Sanya Malhotra, welcome on Connect FM Canada and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Faridoon.
I've seen the film twice, and we had discussed at a time when you were being very secretive and you did not give anything away.
I
But it's
know.
a
I just
but
smiled at one of your interviews and I couldn't take it because your question was so good, I couldn't dodge it. The way you had asked me at that time, I remember it was, I don't know, a year back maybe.
being part of a big film, so you're not used to being part of big films. You've been part of the biggest, that is Dangal. But the sort of euphoria that you're experiencing right now, how is that like?
I'm ecstatic, not gonna lie. It has been amazing after release. I've seen it thrice, so मैं जीत रही हूँ आपके आपसे रेस में in watching the film. It's the kind of a film that leaves you feeling happy. It's a kind of a film that makes you feel so many emotions, and I think the credit absolutely goes to Atlee sir. I feel very happy and honored and proud to be a part of a film like Jawan. And it has been great ever since the film has released.
You've done a film like Love Hostel for Red Chillies in the past, and now you're doing Jawan, for example. In your filmography, there is a certain element of social relevance that you have been exploring with your work. How important is that for you?
Always there in my forefront whenever I'm choosing films. These are the kind of messages that resonates with me, and I think the audience also gets connected when you have such strong messages that you're trying to give away with your characters or whether it's a story. I like watching such films as an audience as well. So I just feel there are times when I get these opportunities, it's always in my forefront. It's like, oh, if I can connect with it, I know many would be able to. So I'm always thinking like an audience when I'm approaching a script or a character. So even with Jawan, I think so many people are connecting and liking the film is because there are so many message that Atlee sir is trying to give away with the script.
When I saw you dancing in Zinda Banda, I was like, finally, we have we have discussed that in the past that your reels are amazing when it comes to your dancing. But so enjoy the big dance because can't get bigger than
Yeah,
that.
big dance and with none other than Shah Rukh sir. I would tell you, Faridoon sir, it was insane. The day one of that shoot was unbelievable for me because I had no idea. We were rehearsing the set, but I had no idea how they're going to shoot it. So our first take where we are dancing is the one in that mud and we are dancing around sir. It's the starting of the song basically. When we started dancing with sir, I was like, when will this get over? Because I want to go back home, call mama and tell her, ki, Mummy, I'm dancing with Shah Rukh sir. So it was unbelievable for me to be next to him and dancing. I love dancing. As you know, as so many people who watch my dance reels know that I'm absolutely passionate about dancing. And when I'm getting to do it with Shah Rukh sir, it was very, very special. So whenever I go watch Zinda Banda in the theaters, I go crazy. It feels very surreal that, oh my god, I'm dancing next to Shah Rukh sir. I was watching it with my best friend 2 3 days back, and she started crying. Not in my hospital heist wala scene, but when I'm dancing with Shah Rukh, she said, "I'm getting very emotional that you're dancing next to Shah Rukh Khan." मैंने कहा I get it, but उसमें भी रो लियो थोड़ा, हॉस्पिटल वाले में भी रो लेना. अपने आंसू बचा के रखो.
No, I think you've not been a fantastic dancer. You've been a choreographer. You've choreographed Amir Khan.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, so dancing is something which you're very very passionate about. Okay, the backstory of Iram is something that has been portrayed beautifully. There are some real life references as well. How crucial was it for you to feel the pain of the children who passed away due to insensitivity?
It was devastating, to not gonna lie. And while we were shooting that scene, um, if you've noticed, all the other actors as well performed really well in that scene where I enter the hospital, where I'm giving them instructions that this is Ambu bag, this is how we use it, and then I rush back out to get the cylinders. I think when I came, like when we started shooting the scene where everything has fallen apart for Dr. Iram, and she knows that there's no going back now, uh, was the scene that really it made me feel very heavy, and of course I wasn't feeling really good. I think that kind of became the mood of the set as well. So Atlee sir gave me the direction of how he wants the scene to look like and how he wants me to perform in it. And similarly, he gave all the other actors who were there present with small kids, whether it was them or the parents around, how he wants them to act and feel, and what his vision is for the scene. So take one, as soon as I enter and I shout, Guru, I'm not kidding, sir, it felt so real. It felt, I had goosebumps all over my body. It felt like, oh my God, this was happening in reality. And it was not, not a good feeling. I'm not going to lie. I think that was really helpful for the scene and for the character. But that was also the last day of our schedule. I went back home with that feeling of heaviness in my heart. And for 3 days, I couldn't pinpoint. I kept thinking that maybe I'm tired. That's why I'm feeling that. But my brain sort of actually believed that that incident has happened in front of my eyes, you know. So the boundary between real and real got quite blurred in that moment. And I'm just glad that I was a part of that story and that message that Atlee sir wanted to give.
And the most heartbreaking part was that the way the protector is actually made out to be a villain.
Yeah, true. Like you call him and he says, हाँ अभी जाना पड़ेगा, ये commission के अलावा होता नहीं है. There's so many people like that. I think we have to give it to SRK and Atlee sir for making a film like this, you know. We are all very proud of it.
People have seen in the past as well that it's not merely a film and you want to get things done in 5 hours, but if there is a will, there is a way. Things do happen if the effort is there.
Of course it happens. If you put in that effort and you have the heart at the right place, there is a possibility to do it. And I'm not saying that there are people who I'm 100% sure who are there who are doing this. We have heroes, like we know, like the past 2 3 years have been really tough for our country. Around the world, it has been very tough because of the circumstances. And doctors are really hero in that case. You know, they have saved so many lives, and they have worked endless hours to take care of us. You know, so I think I feel very proud to be playing Dr. Iram on screen. It's like me giving them. I would say I really respect the doctors who work endless hours to take care of their patients and the people and the illnesses that they're dealing with. So in my way, I think I would say that I feel very proud to be playing a doctor on screen who gives her 100% to save these kids, but unfortunately couldn't. because of other circumstances.
When, say, not merely this performance, but even in the past, you're actually, when you're coming out and those aspersions are being cast at you, and we can see the tears, and one can feel that those tears are real. Even I think a short while back while you were talking about it, I could see that your eyes were moist and you're actually imagining the entire experience of that. How important is it for you to actually feel the character, feel the moment?
I'm very sensitive and extremely empathetic. So it's not just for my characters. Even if somebody is sitting and telling me what they're going through, I would really like put myself in their shoes and start feeling their pain. So I think that is what I do with all my characters as well. Like it's so important to know, no matter how what you are playing, you need to empathize with the characters that you are going to portray. If there's no empathy, then it's very difficult to convince yourself that you are that character. And I'm sure the audience will also not get convinced कि ये character बन सकती है ये. So it's very important for me, it's very important to wear my character's shoes completely and start living their lives. And I like doing that. It kind of keeps me alive. I like, empathizing with my characters deeply. And that's what I do. That's why I imagine it very vividly, all the things that they must have gone through. And that's sort of my process that keeps me, engaged and, to get me closer to the characters that I'm playing.
मैंने आपसे ये पहले भी मैंने आपसे कहा है, मैं एक बार फिर से मैं रिपीट करूँगा to just establish the next question, that when Dangal happened and I interviewed you and Fatima, and my personal perception was that Fatima is someone who's far more ambitious, and Sanya is someone who, like, आपने खुद भी कहा था कि that मैं उतनी कटथ्रोट नहीं हूँ types. But जिस तरीके का आपका ग्राफ आपका है, you've made a brand of yourself. जिस तरीके की फिल्में आपकी आई हैं, जिस तरीके की परफॉर्मेंस आई हैं, मतलब सोलो लीड्स के हिसाब से आपके परफॉर्मेंस ने कटहल अभी जिस तरीके से आई, आई थिंक यू हैव अ फैंटास्टिक फनी बोन विच इज़ येट टू बी फुल्ली डिस्कवर्ड. हाउ डू यू ब्लेंड द एम्पैथी फैक्टर with that level of ambition that you want your performance to stand out? Ludo was outstanding. I think you were one of the best in Ludo.
That's a different game altogether. I think I'm also very lucky. Apart from all of this, whatever is happening in my career, I'm very lucky that different directors are able to imagine me in different kind of roles and characters, which I'm extremely grateful for. कई characters तो मुझे लगता था कि maybe how would I play a character like Chutki? I had to convince myself because I gave audition and I was like, yeah, I can be Chutki, and that's how I convinced Vishalji also that I can play a character like Chutki in Pataka. And right after that, I think कभी कभार मैं भी अपने आप को imagine नहीं कर पाती उन characters में, but my directors can. Like I have to give it to them. So when you get opportunities that are so good as an actor, it's always very helpful, and these are the films that I would never ever say no to. Like the confidence that Atlee sir has on me as an actor, I'm always grateful because it's also a very new space for me. Jawan was a very new space for me as an actor, and I'm always ready to learn, always ready to challenge myself, and that has kind of helped my graph as an actor as well. So I'm always, I would say, at the right time, at the right place to grab those opportunities. And as you said, I was always like, I was never laid back, but I am ambitious, but it is not always in the forefront ki mujhe ye karna hai. I'm not competitive wala ambitious, but I know in my heart that because I work really hard, I deserve the right opportunities, and I get the right opportunities, and when I get it, I'm going to give my 100% and make sure that I'm doing the right job. So it's always that, and then it mixes up with the being empathetic with the characters, and I love doing that. I love creating my characters' world. In fact, a few days back, मेरे घर में renovation चल रहा है, तो मैं अपनी किताबें निकाल रही थी मुझे लिखने का. आप भी लिखते हो, मुझे पता है, आपकी बुक तो पढ़ी है मैंने, पर मैं अपने कैरेक्टर्स की तरह बहुत लिखती हूँ. So I found Elam's diary, and we shot Jawan for 2 years, and I was just going through my notes, and I was just writing as Iram, or what she must have felt in that moment, or how her relationship with other five girls is in the jail. So many things I write. I write all the geeky stuff. मुझे बड़ा मजा आता है जब मुझे कोई कैरेक्टर मिलता है, मुझे लगता है मैं सारा होमवर्क करके चली जाऊंगी मुझे सब पता होना चाहिए मेरा कैरेक्टर क्या फील कर रहा है. So I think it all mixes up with the opportunities I get, and I make most out of it. I'm sure that I give my 100%, and I think I make most out of it.
No, I think definitely that the drive is there, which is amazing. All right, Anna, action, doing action in Jawan. How interesting was that? Was it fun?
It was so much fun. I'm sure this will open up more doors for me as an actor, to do such characters. And I love action. I love working out. I love preparing for these kind of roles. It was so much fun kicking, punching, using guns, gun training. I had so much fun, and we did an entire section on top of a truck. मुझे बड़े मजे आ रहे थे. मुझे इतने मजे आ रहे थे, मुझे लग रहा था कि दंगल के बाद, बिकॉज आई हैड गॉटन यूज्ड टू दैट लेवल ऑफ ट्रेनिंग, तो मैं जिम में भी वही करती थी टू कीप माई सेल्फ एंटरटेन्ड एंड टू कीप माई बॉडी गोइंग. तो मुझे बड़ा मजा आ रहा था. एंड व्हेन आई वाज लाइक, ओ दिस फाइनली आई एम गेटिंग एन अपॉर्चुनिटी वेयर आई कैन किक एंड शो माई पंचेस, या गन के साथ कुछ कर सकती हूँ. आई वाज रियली एक्साइटेड. आई हैड सो मच फन.
How was the entire experience of watching the film in a cinema hall? Because my understanding of this film is that it's a film that is having a lot of message, but at the same time it has been very smartly woven in terms of the entertainment quotient, the action sequences, the dances, the songs, the humor. It has been blended so beautifully that it becomes this box office bonanza, but at the same time there is a message right through the film.
So I watched it for the first time at a screening with my girls and the entire cast, which was fun. And this was the first time I was watching it. I was completely watching it as an audience. As I said, we shot the film for 2 years. तो अब मैं इस टाइम पे मैं बिल्कुल ऑडियंस बन चुकी थी. मुझे जानना था कि हमने 2 साल क्या किया है. सो इट वाज अ surreal experience to watch the film. मैंने बहुत सीटियां मारी, बहुत चिल्लाया, बहुत खुश हुई. I was feeling ecstatic after watching the film. I had a boost of dopamine in my system. And the next day, I watched it at Gateway Galaxy, day one, 12 p.m. show. And as soon as Zinda Banda started playing, nobody was on their seats. So I was at the back, and that moment, sea of people rushed ahead to dance on Zinda Banda. And I can't tell you, I cannot tell you, that moment is something that will stay with me forever. Is so vividly there in my mind. Abhi 11 din hi hue hain film ko, but still it's there. It's etched in my mind forever. Because everyone stood up. So many people at Gateway Galaxy. It was full. They all went ahead and started dancing. I danced too. And I felt so happy in that moment. As you said, I could sense it when there were scenes where, whether it was Leher's backstory, it was my backstory, or Deepika ma'am's backstory, or any other emotional scene, I could sense that air of emotions going, oh, happy, sad, in the audience. So, I felt very good going to the theaters and watching it with the people. It felt so nice. As you said, this film makes you feel so many emotions. It makes you feel happy. It makes you feel like dancing, and then it makes you cry, and also gives you so many important messages. And I honestly think only Atlee sir could have done that, because he's a genius when it comes to, knowing what the audience wants.
Okay, and it is that sort of film where everything gets noticed. When you are there in the metro, and if you're smiling, even that gets noticed. It's that sort of a film.
Yeah, true.
People are noticing the minutest of things because everything is being magnified.
It is. It's as I said, it's Atlee sir. Like he had that solid vision about Jawan for all of us as actors. And one of the reasons why we all did it was that we did know it's going to be a massive and something huge and humongous. Of course, never anticipating कि इतना ज़्यादा हो जाएगा, but we all had trust in his vision as actors and whoever was the part of this film. And it's out and out. We have to give him the credit that everyone is getting noticed in the film. Every small detail is getting noticed in the film, and it's his vision as the director.
Shah Rukh Khan, he's always had this immense respect for women. There's this dialogue in the jail when Azad says that यहाँ पर सारी मेरी बहनें हैं या फिर मेरी माँ समान है. When he says those dialogues, he's someone who it's very relatable because you would feel that this is how he believes in real life as well. Working with someone like him who has this immense respect for women, what sort of a learning experience was it for you?
My standards have increased. I must say that. He sets really high standards for men or boys. I think there's so much that you can learn from Shah Rukh sir. Gender neutral statement, I would say. मतलब लड़का हो या लड़की, there is so much that you can learn from Shah Rukh sir, whether it's his interviews and his viewpoints on and the kind of respect that he gives women, or from the kind of messages that he tries and gives through his characters. Whether this film, I think there's so much that we can learn from him. He's so respectful to everyone on set. He was so respectful to us. It never felt, of course, I was really nervous at times being around him and acting around him. But apart from that, I think he made us all feel so comfortable. Matlab, he's such a big star, but it never felt like that when we were around him on set. There's always so much respect. I have watched so many of his interviews where he talks about feminism, about respecting a woman. Like yesterday when we were at the Jawan press conference, he said something very beautiful, which is that people say that he can romance anyone on screen, right? But he says it's because he truly, truly respects women. And that shows that when he's romancing a woman on screen, and which is so true. Like, he really respects women, and I think that I feel great to be, in a film where he is there.